this leftover paint in my palette and I was about to clean it up, and then I thought, ooh, I can think of something better to do than tissue it up and get rid of it. I'm going to do some quick abstract backgrounds on my journal covers. On the back of this painting, I'll just turn it over quickly. I should have done that first to show you there's a painting on the back. I'm in the middle of making junk journal covers, so I'm thinking that it would be rather lovely if there's a bit of tone on the back. This is Moon Glow, just pale, pale, lovely tone, and then I'm going to let it dry completely naturally and then allow all the backgrounds. And here's some purple, and I have gold watercolor paint, gold, little touches of gold in there, and that way I am using up the paint. I didn't wet the edges. I'm using up the paint and it's just going to dry by itself, and I am just going to completely allow any backgrounds to occur. Then when it's dry, I'll fold it over and it will become a junk journal cover, or maybe it'll just become a page in a junk journal. I'll give you an example. Okay, I've got this folder here called Covers Ready to Wax. Here is the painting. So I cut it up from a big painting. I've folded into, it's not really thirds, I was going to say thirds, but I painted the back. And that's the point I wanted to make. But this way, when it comes to putting all the inserts into my junk journal, I don't have to paint the inside, and I'm using up paint. So this is an example of a junk journal where I've done the same sort of thing. Here's the painting on the outside. It's become a journal. And on the inside, there is no painting whatsoever. And so sometimes I compensate by gluing things in down the bottom, and I've done some stitching. And but I quite like the idea that there'd be some tone on the inside, and that's what I'm hoping will happen with this. Oh, there's the most beautiful things happening already with backgrounds. Okay, I'm going to speed up the drying process. Each of my journals, by the way, come with little prompts for things you can do with journaling. That's going to be the front of the cover, and I'm going to fold it over to get most of that circle, and then I'll put a fold there. I'm not going to do that yet because this isn't 100% dry. But I'm going to put the fold down there, and then you'll open the junk journal and that will be the inside. You'll see that as the front cover, and that will be most of the back cover. How's that for the fastest abstract painting? So deeply satisfying because I'm using up some of my stash. I've just totally made a mess all over that side of the paper. All right, which means that I need to use up more of the paint. All right. I love making a mess, I really do. It's part of my creative process is to make a mess. I do have big cleanups occasionally, but I just love being messy. I love getting out as much stuff as I feel like. Okay. And I'm just going to turn it over and get that same big haka brush. I used to call it a hake until I heard a Japanese speaking person call it a haka brush. All right, here's the leftover mineral violet, leftover quinacridone gold. Just loving using this up. The funny thing about it is that the thought came to me because of a criticism that I had, which initially I took offence to. And then afterwards I thought, actually, I do waste paint. And I could think about ways to use up the wasted paint. So I'm going to stick to the goal. This is gold. Oh, I'm going to use up more of that gold. Okay, round. Now I'm going to touch the edges. Just have a lovely abstract edge. Just bring it out to the edge like so. Bring that up to there. And come into the circle. Right, there's a little bit of space down here. This is actually going to be better than the idea I had before. Okay, I'm going to drop in some of that beautiful gold. And I'd splatter it, but I know that it will end up on that. Ah, what the hell? What does it matter if it goes on that? I'm just washing my brush because I want to get more of the gold paint, which is cool. I'm going to use up more. Splatter. Well, that was interesting. When I tipped it down, I'm getting a much better splatter happening there. Maybe some up here. These were pears, abstracted pears. Oh, wow, I might have made it better. That is so cool. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye.